was a torrent of darkness among the dusty trees. The moon was a ghostly galley and dust upon cloudy seas. The road was a ribbon of moonlight over the purple moor, and the highwayman came riding. The highwayman came riding up to the old inn door. He'd a French cocked hat on his forehead, a bunch of lace at his chin, coat of the claret velvet, and breeches of brown doe skin. They fitted with never a wrinkle, his boots were up to the thigh, and he rode with a jewel twinkle. His pistol butts a twinkle, his rapier hilt a twinkle under the jewel sky. Over the cobbles he clattered and crashed in the darkened yard. He tapped with his whip on the shutters, but all was locked and barred. He whistled a tune to the window, and who should be waiting there but the landlord's black-eyed daughter? Yes, the landlord's daughter, plaiting a dark red love knot into her long black hair. In the dark old inn-yard, a stable wicket creaked, where Tim the ostler listened. His face was white and peaked, his eyes were hollows of madness, his hair like moldy hay. But he loved the landlord's daughter, the landlord's red-lipped daughter. Dumb as a dog he listened, and he heard the robber say, "One kiss, my bonny sweetheart, I'm after a prize tonight, but I shall be back with the yellow gold before the morning light. Yet if they press me sharply and hurry me through the day, then look for me by moonlight, watch for me by moonlight, watch for me by moonlight. I'll come to thee by moonlight, though hell should bar the way." He rose upright in the stirrups, he scarce could reach her hand, but she loosened the hair in the casement. His face burned like a brand, as the black cascade of perfume came tumbling over his breast, and he kissed its waves in the moonlight. Oh, sweet black waves in the moonlight. Then he tugged at his rein in the moonlight, and galloped away to the west. He did not come in the dawning, he did not come at noon, and out of the tawny sunset, before the rise of the moon, when the road was a gypsy's ribbon, looping the purple moor, a red coat troop came marching, marching, marching. King George's men came marching up to the olden door. They said no word to the landlord, they drank his ale instead, but they gagged his daughter and bound her to the foot of a narrow bed. Two of them knelt to the casement, with muskets at their side. There was death at every window, and hell at one dark window, for best could see through a casement the road that he would ride. They had tied her up to attention with many a sniggering jest. They had bound a musket beside her with the muzzle beneath her breast. "Now keep good watch," and they kissed her. She heard the doomed man say, "Look for me by moonlight, watch for me by moonlight, though hell should bar the way, the way." She twisted her hands behind her, she strove no more for the rest, but she stood to attention with the muzzle beneath her bed. Would not rest their hearing, she would not strive again, for the road lay bare in the moonlight, blank and bare in the moonlight. house refrain. And they heard the sound, the horse hoofs ringing clear, that running in the distance. Were they deaf? They did not hear. Down the river of moonlight, on the brow of a hill, the highwayman came riding, riding, riding. Redcoats looked to the priming. She stood up straight and still, crushing the frosty silence, crashing the echoing night. Nearer he came and nearer. Her face was like a light. Her eyes grew wide for a moment. She drew one last deep breath. Then her finger moved in the moonlight. Her musket shattered the moonlight, shattered her breast in the moonlight, and warmed him with her death. Turned and spurred to the west. He did not know who stood, bowed with her head or the musket drenched with her own blood. Not till the dawn he heard it, and his face grew gray to hear how best the landlord's daughter, the landlord's black-eyed daughter, had watched for her love in the moonlight and died in the darkness there. Back he spurred like a madman, shrieking a curse to the sky, with the white road smoking behind him and his rapier brandished high. Red were his spurs and the golden noon wine was his velvet coat. When they shot him down on the highway, down upon the highway, and he lay in his blood on the highway, with a bunch of lace at his throat. And still of a winter's night, they say, when the wind is in the trees, when the moon is a ghostly galleon tossed upon the cloudy seas, when the road is a ribbon of moonlight over the purple moor, a highwayman comes riding, 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 riding. A highwayman comes riding up to the olden door. Over the cobbles he clatters and clangs in the darkened yard. He taps with his whip on the shutters, but all is locked and barred. He whistles a tune to the window, and who should be waiting there but the landlord's black-eyed daughter? Past the landlord's daughter, playing a dark red love knot into her long black hair.